Welcome to Behind the MasterMinds, episode 81. How's everyone doing out there? Please tell us. Type it in the chat. What do you plan on being for this Halloween? We love to know. So make sure you drop it in our chat box below. And also, hit that like button below if you're watching this on YouTube. And do not forget to like and subscribe for more exclusive content. And we can't do this. I can't do this.
This is too scary. I'm scaring myself.
Oh
No. This is way.
No, it's too intense.
A little bit too intense.
Yeah.
Welcome to Behind the MasterMinds, episode 81, where we have 3 creators and owners on our show who are going to talk about their process when they're creating jump scares and all the things that you want when you go inside a horror escape room. But before we do so, I got to do it every episode. Just make sure I have, I can get everybody's stuff properly addressed. But let's bring our guest in. We have 3 guests, like I mentioned earlier. Boom, boom, boom. What's going on, everybody?
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, guys.
Hey,
hello.
I love the costumes, by the way. Anyways, let's get into it. We are gathered here today for an exciting yet spooky topic. Who's ready to meet the masterminds behind some of the scariest escape rooms and learn more about their design process? We have 3 owners we'd like to introduce to you today. 2 from Greece, and 1 from the US. I'm a big fan of the horror eerie theme, so I'm very excited for this episode. So let's get to it. First, let's introduce our US guest. First, we have Tim Carrillo from 303 Escape. What's going on, Tim?
Hello.
All right, he's the sole owner and creator of the Homicide Hotel at 303 Escape in Thornton, Colorado. Having had no previous game design experience and only playing about a dozen or so escape rooms, Tim has created the Homicide Hotel narrative, game design, set design, and puzzle concepts. Tim's creativity and background in electronic security play key roles in the creation of a unique horror escape room trilogy. There are 3 chapters that guests can play at the Homicide Hotel, starting with Chapter 1, Room 303, which we had a chance to play as well.
Been a victim.
Yep, exactly. Followed by Chapter 2, Dark Heart of the Hotel. We'll give you a sneak peek of that shortly. And eventually the story will conclude with Chapter 3, The Hotel Basement. Tim is also the operations manager at a company named Isotech Security, which he helped started 24 years ago. Please give it up for Tim. All right, next up we have Michalopoulos, who is the new owner of Game Over Escape Rooms at the Egaleo location in Greece. He has been also working as an escape room designer with Game Over on various scenarios and projects. His work mostly focuses on the horror and mystery genres, and he is greatly inspired by the works of Stephen King and Neil Gaiman.
Yes,
Gaiman.
that's right.
And his personal brand of horror consists of a mix of well-timed jump scares, spine-chilling mysteries, and a healthy dose of black humor. Yeah, please give it up for John. And last but not least, we have the owner of Lockhill, Bill Dees, also known as William Hill. He is the sole creator of Lockhill and some of the rooms of the museum. He created Lockhill in 2014 and imagined it as a remote, dark village with unfriendly residents, with each room game resembling a part of the village. As part of the village, he created Lockwood Manor, an old, haunted, uninhabited house with a dark past. Sanatorium, a place for the mentally and physically impaired that has been shut down due to horrendous experiments. Chapel and Catacombs, the only place of worship in Lockhill and where the dead are buried. And the upcoming House on the Hill, the family home of William Hill, the main character of Lockhill's story. Both the Sanatorium and Chapel and Catacombs have been voted among the top rooms at Topeka Awards and have consistently received many awards from all over the world. The main thing that makes them stand apart is that from the moment a team goes through the front door, they leave reality behind them. Game masters, actors, and even the players themselves have a role to play. So please give it up for Bill. As always, audience, please feel free to type in your questions, but I'm going to stop talking. Cece, I know you have a lot prepared for our guest today. Please take it away.
By the way, all those 3 places that you just mentioned, I'm not sure if I want to be in any of them. You would be like, yes, please lock me in the sanatorium and the cemetery.
Chapel and catacombs, and then we have, we were close to entering inside necromancy, but
after we heard the screams coming out of that room, I was like, I'm sorry.
All right.
Anyway, so the first question I have for all the creators out there, you guys, do you want to introduce a little bit about your games? How many do you currently have? I know he kind of like did a little bit of intro for you guys, but the inspirational stories behind the games, and if you would to rank the scare level from rank 1 to 10, tell us where is it in terms of your rooms. So let's start with John. We'll go around.
Hi, Brandon. Hi, Stacey. So yes, my name is John Michalopoulos. I'm a game designer with Game Over Egaleo, and I also own the venue. I'm a game designer with Escape Game Over, and I also own the venue at Game Over Egaleo. This location we have 2 rooms: Jack the Ripper and Necromancy. So Jack the Ripper isn't really a horror room. It's more of like a Victorian noir story. So it can get a bit, chilly at points, so I would go with a 3. Now, my other room, Necromancy, that's sort of the archetypical haunted house adventure. And it kind of dwells a bit more on the psychological side of things. Like there are people who think that it is very light for a horror escape room in Greece, and in a sense, yes, it is. Mm-hmm. But I also had people who would press the panic button before even the first jump scare. So, yeah, it has helped.
Actually, that might be me too.
Well, I think to be fair, I could go with maybe a 7.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay. I would think so. But the screams, I feel like some people think is a 10.
Wait, would you say 7 is for Necromancy or Jack the Ripper? Because Jack the Ripper wasn't as scary as what we were hearing.
He was saying that.
Okay, we heard some scares come out of Necromancy.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Bill. By the way, is everyone okay with the background music, or is it too loud? I'm just hearing it a little bit. That's what I was thinking. Is it okay, or do you want a little lower? Okay. Okay.
All right.
Bill, you're next.
Okay, thank you. I'm lagging a bit. I'll try to do my best. Hopefully, you can hear me.
It's coming.
Okay, perfect. Currently, I have 2 venues. The central one, which has Lockhill Manor, Voodoo Shop, and Sanatorium, and the newest one that has Chapel and Catacombs. And hopefully all the newest rooms will be there. In regard to the horror level, I can't really say that my rooms are considered scary, but I think it's a bit, what can I say, subjective, depending on the audience.
Okay. I thought you were going to say it's more than 10. So there is no between 1 to 10, 12.
It depends. I think the best judge of that is the players that come and play, depending.
For me, probably 10 plus.
Yeah.
I think for you it would be 11.
Exactly.
All right. Great. And Tim?
I'm Tim. I'm the owner and designer at 303 Escape in Thornton, Colorado. And the theme of our entire business is the Homicide Hotel. And we've divided that up into 3 separate chapters. So there's 3 different games that you can play. The first game is Room 303, where you're basically being checked into the hotel. You're finding out, the beginnings of the story. The second chapter is the dark heart of the hotel, where you're finding out more about where the killer Robert carries out some of his hobbies that he has. And the story was loosely based off of H.H. Holmes, loosely inspired, I would say, by H.H. Holmes. America's First Serial Killer. And then also a little bit of American Horror Story, the season of Hotel, which was also inspired by H.H. Holmes. And then a little bit of 1408, The Shining, those typical kind of hotel, Bates Motel kind of thing. The hotel kind of horror vibe. And we kind of began that experience when you walk into our lobby. It looks like an old hotel lobby. So as far as scare factor...
You're in the lobby right now. It looks like the front desk.
I'm in the lobby. Yeah. So as far as scare factor, I would say we're probably between a 7 and an 8. But just like you said, it's really based on the players. Some players get scared very easily. Yeah. Other players they like to put on a front that they're very brave, and they'll get scared eventually at some point. But
that's fair. Yeah.
Like
7, 8. Excuse me. Excuse me, maybe, but no. Excuse me.
You probably heard you scream in the Game Master.
Yeah, I did that for Tim. Like, I wanted to make sure that he was satisfied with my
as always. All right. So, well, when you guys sit down and start off your creative process for a HorrorScape game, right? What is the first thing that pops into your mind? Is it like, how do I scare this audience? Or is it more of the storyline, the puzzles? What would you say your end goal is? Let's go with Tim this time. Go around.
For me, it's I always start with storyline. So I think if you can engage people with a story that's believable, something that they are excited about, that kind of drives everything for me. It drives the environments they're going to be in, whether it's creepy or whatever it is. It drives the decor, the lighting, the sound effects, all of that kind of stuff. So for me, puzzles usually come into play last. Then I think about, okay, what kind of puzzles that would fit into this environment, and everything. I use the ask why kind of theory, like why would this puzzle be here? So, but everything starts with story. For me, I think if you can create a really good story, it's going to get players engaged. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Great. Yeah. What about Bill?
All my rooms are connected. Story-wise, they are part of the same story. So the story is basic, but it's something that I start with a story, and then I go to the layout of the room, and that gives me, as I start building it, I then come up with all the rest. It's like the space guides me somehow.
Okay. How much space do you have? Like, I know that this last one is going to be the conclusion, right? Or do you have more story after House on the Hill?
Well, it's not exactly the conclusion. It's like an after, spin-off, let's say. It gives you some insight on what exactly happened on all the previous ones, but it's not really connected to those.
Yeah.
So you were talking about space, and I'm actually really curious about this because it wasn't really a question that I had in there. But let's just say like you had a weird corner that you're working with, and you're like, I don't know how to work this into my story. Like, how do I build like a furniture over there, or do I just put a creepy live actor in the corner and then they'll pop out whenever they want to? So how do you think about space wise in your rooms? Like in terms of, what to put in?
Yeah. Well, I start by, depending on the theme, on the basic rooms, let's say sub-rooms. And then as I start building those, I constantly tend to change them. Like if I'm building it for, sometimes I may have built something and I will tear it down and redo it if I have another idea. If I have a very nice piece of furniture or something that I want to incorporate, I will try to make the room around that particular prop or puzzle, perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can see that. Like, there's a lot of room for space in a horror escape room where, especially if you have like live actors incorporated, where to hide them, like where's the secret passage for them to enter. And then also, there are certain passageways where you don't want the players to notice right away, because then it's not like a secret passage anymore. So how to incorporate that into a horror escape room always really intrigues me. All right, back to John. Anything to add to that?
No, we're pretty much on the same page regarding this one. I think I may be starting with the space first, because I usually like to build on location. So, for example, certain types of buildings might be easier to modify than others. And I really need to take this into account in order to also accommodate costs and everything. But after that, I like to consider the story as some sort of a screenplay where the players are the main characters, and I try to see where this takes me.
Yeah, I like the idea, like to think about players, like what do you see from the player's eyes? Because it gets very complicated, like when you're only seeing from the creator's eyes, and sometimes you get, like straight away, you're like, well, maybe the players doesn't think this, is a scary like idea, or like if this puzzle is something that fits in the storyline or something. So very good to be seeing it from both angles for sure.
Yes. Actually, on that topic, I have discovered that, an escape room is, of course, a living organism. You constantly add or change things or make modifications. So I have found out that in many cases, actually toning things down a bit was scarier for the players than what I had originally imagined. So yeah, this has helped me a lot.
Okay.
That's good to know.
Well, everybody stay tuned, because we are going to give you a sneak peek of the rooms that we are discussing about.
Yeah.
And,
when do you want
what
to do
can
that?
expect. Should we do it now? We have one more. Let's ask him one more question,
Okay.
and then yeah.
All right. So my next question: people fear different things, as we said. Like, your fear levels are all different. For instance, Brandon is scared of loud stuff that suddenly just drops from the room. Although he always says it's for your
the loud
eyes,
sound
it's
is
not.
usually her.
Like, but I mean, like for me, like if there's a live actor in the room, I would just be like, wait, what is it? Is he gone? Like, this is me. The whole game, I'm like, I think he's over there.
But for some reason, the live actors always go after her.
And then I asked them why, and they said
Always.
it's because I'm small, so I'm easier to scare because of my size. I don't get that. Like,
They always go after her. It's like they'll scan the room, and it's like, oh, you're coming with me. So.
All right. Well, how do you decide what type of jump scare or eerie props to put into the room? Like, how do you know when it's a success? Do you use, beta testers, or how do you determine that?
Let's start with Bill, and we'll mix it up.
It depends again on the layout and on the room, how it's made. I try to incorporate all kinds of different horror elements, jump scares, loud noises, perhaps someone that is constantly following you, and depending on every team, what works best, we try to do that more, perhaps. So every team, we try to sort of customize the experience.
Okay.
Oh, customize the experience. So you can actually customize it during the game, like even after the game's designed, you can still incorporate certain things. Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yes, we try to do that a lot, and that is an advantage when you have live actors in a room, that you can. It's quite easy most of the times to change things up.
Yeah, definitely, because they can control the situation while they're in there.
I forgot to ask you, all your rooms have live actors?
No.
Yes.
He's like, no, yes.
Well,
We know.
Jack the Ripper is. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to.
yeah.
No spoilers. Yes.
No, they would say it. So,
By the way, Matt isn't agree with me. Jump scares are the worst. Yes, they are, but so much fun at the same time. And then, Escape Game OC is adding your games to the list.
yeah. No, that's a Hunt girl. She loves us.
Yeah, absolutely.
She loves Hunt, so obviously.
And we have another hello. I believe it's someone from Greece with the same last name. Hello, George.
There's a lot of Johns, I realize.
Johns and Georges.
Yeah. All right, so let's go with
Same question for Tim.
Yeah.
So for me, after doing a lot of research in my market, I found most customers do not like jump scares. And we actually get a lot of phone calls asking, do you have jump scares? So, and people coming in the lobby asking that same question. So I tell people that there are no intentional jump scares. I focus on creating a world, creating an environment that makes people uncomfortable. It gives them that creepy vibe, and they feel very immersed into the environment. And I think once you capture players and you have them in that state of mind, it doesn't matter what you do. I mean, if it's a loud noise, change of lighting, it's a certain audio that you play, anything can produce a jump scare because it's their psychological thinking about they're not sure of what to expect around the corner. So that's how we approach it. So.
I think you worded that perfectly, that there's no intentional jump scares, because they can kind of scare themselves and put themselves in a situation where
easily.
Yeah.
A shadow, or sometimes
or they thought
hair.
they saw something, and meanwhile you didn't do anything. It's just something moved, but it didn't move. Yeah.
For sure. All right, John.
So yeah, I kind of try to keep jump scares few and sort of far in between, because A, I also like to give the players a chance to actually solve the puzzles of the room, and B, I think it kind of makes for a more immersive experience if you are like on the edge because you expect something to happen and you just kind of build it up. Also, I'm like a huge scaredy cat. Like anything that can probably scare something, it will scare me. Bill can attest to that. So yeah, I kind of have my own internal measure of how scary something is. Apart from that though, before we release something, we thoroughly play test it with different age groups and types of players, so we can get some sort of well-rounded feedback about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Tammy has a.
Oh, we have a question from Tammy. Yes. Do you all agree that there is a balance of scaring to gameplay? We found scaring people in an escape room can reduce the escape rate.
That's like us when we were playing in Rome, and
they're just screaming at us constantly.
We were trying to solve like a family tree. It was really difficult because it's a family tree. Can you imagine, like, who's the grandfather of the grandfather of that person?
Grandfather's
and
grandfather.
I'm like, okay, just give me 1 minute, and then you can scream back at me after I solve this puzzle. So
yeah, we literally were like, okay, can you give me 1 second? You can go back to scaring me, but let me solve this puzzle.
And that was when Bill was saying something about like having the actors like constantly follow you. That was what was going on in that game. Yeah, and it was like calling out my name, like, you come by yourself, like no one can like come with you. This is a mission on your own situation. It's like,
well, they're trying to separate us, that's why.
Yeah, so but like picking the scaredy cat out of the group to do this mission obviously is what their intentions are. So yes, I mean, I definitely think that when I'm in that scary situation, my mindset doesn't think the same way as if I wasn't getting scared, as solving puzzle might escape rate definitely reduces.
Do you guys agree though? Do you see players' escape rates decline because of how scary rooms are? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like...
Yes,
Yeah. But also because I think Greece and the US, like different markets, just like what Tim was saying before, has different customer base. So, when your customers are the type that don't want to be scared versus saying like, ooh, I want live actors in every single one of my rooms, is going to be different because they're looking for that. They already know what to anticipate when they're going to the place. So without a live actor, they'll be like, what? There's no live actor? What did I pay for? So
it was weird because when we went to Greece, we were kind of asking the opposite question because I'm sure most of your clientele, they're like, I need the scariest room. I need to play the scariest room. And then we're like, do you have rooms that are not that scary in Greece? And they're like, what? No. What are you talking about? This is Greece.
Yeah.
90% of the rooms are horror based with live actors.
Yeah, for sure.
We give them a taste of how scary these rooms are.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's start with we'll start with Lockhill. Here we go.
That last bit.
Yeah, had to throw in the scary woman.
Yeah.
Is she part of the storyline, or is she like a main character?
Yeah, she's one of the main characters in the general story.
Okay, I figured.
Yeah. I remember when we were doing the ring in Rome. The
Samara.
Yeah, Samara was showing me her after escape room type of pictures, and she was just like wearing her outfit on the streets. I'm like, who? It's not even Halloween.
No,
but I guess like that's
it
what
was
they
like
do.
normal.
Yeah, so normal over there. All right, you are ready for the next one?
Yeah, let's. Well, we have two from Game Over. Let's
Okay.
Play the one. So one of the ones we're going to show is offered in Florida, and we're actually offering a raffle prize for each one of these games. This one is in Florida, and the next one is offered in Greece at John's location. But the first one in Florida is Horror Circus. Clowns.
Clowns always gets you.
Clowns always get me,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Everybody has like their own like little thing that they're scared of.
Pennywise totally ruined it for all clowns. John, are you going to be bringing that one to Greece? He's thinking about it. He's like, that looks pretty good. All right. Well, let's show the one that you do have in Greece, where we heard a lot of screams from just the other side of the door.
Mm-hmm.
This is necromancy.
like
Uh,
dolls is another one.
So I think we did take a sneak peek, right? There actually is 2 floors for necromancy, right? Am I correct?
Yes,
You start
that's
walking
correct.
up the stairs.
Mhm.
Yeah, creepy houses too.
My
It's
God.
incorporating both in there.
All right. Last but not least, we've actually played this game. This is Chapter 2, Dark Heart of the Hotel, and this is our experience of what we thought of it. Here it goes. All right. So there you have it.
Can I show you the gore parts of it? Because that's later.
Yeah, no, we kept this PG-13.
Yeah, for sure. That was like basically whenever like we see trailers, I'm always like, oh my god, is it actually gonna be in there or something's gonna?
Sometimes not showing it is actually scarier because then it's like,
Anticipation.
wait. Oh, okay.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, you know, now the audience also got a little peek of like what the set design is going to be. But one question I had is like, what type of, you know, key points you try to bring out in your set design? And are there any like, I guess, tricks that you usually use in all of it that makes it look horror-like? Like washed, you know, I don't
faded
know,
like wallpaper and
I don't even know what they're called, but like just, you know, in general, any type of tricks that you use for those?
we'll start with Tim.
I think a lot of it just goes with the haunted house scene. If you watch some of those videos, they give you lots of tips and tricks on how to make things weathered. I think people are afraid of old things for some reason, which I'm not quite sure why. But if it's old and dilapidated, people, you know, kind of get freaked out by it. So
Yeah,
That's true.
that is true.
Old people are already kind of creepy. Yeah. What about Bill?
Depending on the room, yeah, of course. Depending on what feeling you are aiming for. For example, at sanatorium, which is you know, an old abandoned hospital. I was going for the claustrophobic feeling, so it has very narrow passages, very tall ceilings. You can't see straight because there are a lot of turns that you don't know what's waiting for you. On the other hand, on the chapel and the catacombs, it's exactly the opposite. It's a vast place that you can get lost in there, actually get lost. So it's exactly the opposite. So depending on the room, I think there are different ways to go what you're aiming for, let's say.
Yeah. I do see that in the designs, even Greece and also in Italy as well, that they do utilize the like vast darkness of the thing that you can't see, or like use fog to kind of block the visuals. So this way, for some reason, like maybe there isn't anything out there, but you already kind of feel like there's something, and you don't.
Well,
know
it's
what
the
it
unknown. You don't know it's there, so it's like anything can pop out or, you know, present itself at any
that's
time.
Definitely a good trick. The unknown, right?
John?
Right, John?
So yeah, well, I actually agree to whatever Bill said. Thing I would like to add is that we generally try to make our sets very realistic, like represent the exact thing the story is setting. Tim made an excellent point about weathering things. And I also found out that if you use like sort of derelict, watered down furniture to hide your automations and electronics, people don't really suspect that something high-tech might be in there. So this kind of adds to the whole mystery.
Okay, so misdirection is also very important too.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Looks like Matt is saying so much yes and so much nope at the same time.
Yes, that's for sure.
And then we have a question from Mark over in the UK. Within the horror genre, there are so many other considerations such as psychological, bloodthirsty,
he's
with
talking about
the
just
live
like,
actors,
in
etc.
general, like what we were talking about.
Yeah.
I do have an added on question because
Okay.
I'm thinking like, you know, my thing is more like I'm really like whenever I see like little children or like long hair in front of faces and I can't see, those are my like most.
Well, no,
fears.
also
Or, like,
when they crawl.
Yeah, when they're crawling super fast, like I don't know what kind of superpower they have, but that is not something that I look forward to. So those type of things gets me, right? And then Brandon's is more clown. Like, do you have something that you're
Clown is not really my thing. It's just, it's clown. It's like,
no, but I mean, like anything you're like, is there one thing that you're like, oh my god, that usually gets me?
kids.
Kids. Okay, so that's his thing.
I think
so
it's kids.
I like to ask all of the horror creators out in here: is there something you're scared of, and then you wouldn't even create a room because you're so scared of it?
Well, no, also the audience. Type in what
Oh,
is
the
your
audience.
fear? Like, what is the one
Yeah,
thing from
one
horror
thing
movies
that
that
gets
scares
ya.
you the most? We'd love to hear it. Let's start with Tim, if you have one. Anything that.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that I would be so scared of that I wouldn't create an escape room because I kind of
but just something
love
that you're.
horror stuff.
No, but you
I think
personally.
yeah, it would probably be like demonic kind of things because that just business wise, a lot of people that turns people off.
Yeah.
Some audiences, so I would probably stay away from that just because you might be crossing a bit of a line. So
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
John, do you have a scare peeve?
He's like everything.
Yes, it's kind of everything, but if I had to pick one, that would be being left alone. Like situations where they separate you and you're on your own and everyone else is somewhere else. That's kind of mind-breaking for me. I can't really cope with that.
Okay.
Actually, a short fun story. I once playtested a solo mode for one of Bill's rooms, and I went in there alone. I must have stayed hidden in a closet for like 30 minutes or something. Yes, good times.
Yeah,
Wow.
why would you do that to him?
That's half. Yeah. Was that sanatorium?
Yes.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh my
The
goodness.
alone factor is so serious. Yeah, because there are rooms and games like that. Like if you have to stay in a coffin
Oh yeah.
by yourself.
Well, then you're forcing communication too at some point, right? They have to
Yeah,
collaborate.
but then can you imagine if they stop answering you? That's just
Oh yeah,
horrible.
that's the worst.
Hello, anyone else out there? Is it just me? Oh my god.
Bill, do you have any things that scare you or things that?
Not really. Only cockroaches. Yes,
That's a good one.
I'm terrified of them, but only that.
That's a good
Unfortunately,
one. I'm pretty sure that's on.
I think that people that are, yeah,
Especially
I would like to be scared. I think that anyone who is really scared or who is easily scared gets to have much more fun than those that don't get scared. It's like they're missing a very big part of the game.
That is true.
So I'm jealous of them.
He's jealous.
So I thought of one.
Scares me.
Oh, Tim he just thought of one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would like to see an escape room like this. I'm scared of heights, so if you can pull that off in an escape room, that would be really cool.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one too.
I've only gotten that feeling in a VR escape room before.
Yeah, we literally
Not
walked the
like
plank
in-
at the top of a skyscraper.
Yeah.
In real life.
Did you jump?
Of safety net.
I know, and then you have to jump. You do have to jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to find a fear factor of a height escape room and also one with cockroaches. and I will let you know where you can go play them to get your scare on.
Yeah. Well, the cockroach should be flying around you too.
Oh God.
Oh no.
No.
Panic button.
Matt brought in another good one. Dolls. Yep. Dolls is definitely a popular one. Mark said noise torture. Noise.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, like if it's like a really annoying one, it's like the entire escape room because they can't stop it. That's kind of annoying.
Yeah, that is annoying.
More like
and
torture.
scary.
More like torture.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so
Is it
I know
time?
you have a little
Is it time?
game for them.
I got a game for you guys. We haven't done this in a while. This is our Halloween Mad Libs edition. Okay, so you're gonna give me what I need. I'm gonna take the audience as well. I'm gonna take the first answer that I get, and we're gonna compile a nice short Halloween story. The first thing I need from anyone who wants to give it to me first is a noun. Anything.
A thing, basically.
Yes.
You can just shout it out.
Shout it out.
Oh no, you guys are
Oh
participating.
yeah, you
not
guys.
the audience.
Everybody.
Yeah. Whoever we see first.
If you have one, just give it to me. Right?
Okay, how about a ghost?
Ghosts. Okay.
Good one.
I need another noun. Why don't we go around the room until I got chainsaw from Matt. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I need another noun. I got coffee from Mark. One more noun. Bill or Tim, do you have one?
Now.
Oh, two more.
How about cabin?
Cabin. House or cabin?
Cabin. That
Just
sounds
cabin.
creepy.
Yeah.
Bill, you have one as well?
He needs one more.
One more.
Chair.
Chair. Okay. All right. One more noun. A lot of nouns. Tom?
Can I do something? Smelly fish.
Smelly fish.
Yeah.
Okay.
That just popped in my head. Like, I don't know why.
I don't know why
just needed
either.
to be in
You're not cooking tonight. Okay.
Can I add another one as well?
I need an adjective. Oh, I do need another noun if you have one.
How about a disco party?
Disco party. Okay. All right. Now I need an adjective. I need somebody to give me a description of something.
Rotten.
Bloody.
Bloody. Hold on one second.
Bloody.
Okay, bloody's good.
Mm-hmm.
Another adjective. Another description.
Glittery.
What was that?
Glittery.
What is it?
Glittery.
Glittery?
Glittery.
Yes, glittery.
Glittery. Okay.
Mark said proud.
Another adjective.
Proud.
Okay. Another adjective.
I said rotten.
Dilapidated.
That's a good one.
Okay, and then you said rotten.
Yeah.
Okay. One more noun.
Plural noun.
Yeah, I need a noun.
Smelly feet.
What's with the smelly?
I don't know. I think it's gonna come in handy.
Okay, I need another noun.
Well, there's so many nouns
I
in
know.
this story.
Look around your room.
Feet.
What was that, Bill? What did you say?
Feet.
Feet again. Okay.
And there are a lot of feet in this story.
We got that.
All right, we need a verb. I need an action, something.
Chopped.
Breakdance.
Breakdance. Ooh, I like that. Okay, I need another noun.
It's like a Halloween party soon.
I know, it's turning into something.
A candle.
Candle. Another noun. Look around your room, see if you can find something in.
A lightsaber.
Oh,
Lightsaber.
that's what you have.
Wow. Okay, now I know what you're collecting.
Yeah. Oh, perfume.
I got that already.
Okay.
I need a
Verb that ends in S. What is it?
give me a verb and I'll add an S to it.
Maybe. Let me think. It's so hard to think like on the spot.
How about vomits?
Okay,
Yep.
sure.
I don't know. I'm vomiting from the smelly feet or the smelly fish. Okay. I
See
need
where the story's going.
2 more nouns. Again, look around your room. Just call something out.
Heart.
Heart.
Sofa?
Sofa. Okay. 2 more and we're done. I need an adverb and a verb. So give me one of each.
Chewing. Chew.
Print.
Okay.
What is it?
What was the did you get what was the adverb? I got an adverb from somebody.
Fast.
Fast. Okay. I don't know. All right. Cece, continue with your questions and I'll have this ready.
Okay, great. All right, so when it comes to lighting, I know it's very important, right? Because it's really tricky. How do you balance the fact that people need to solve puzzles and sometimes they need to see things, but also when the lighting, needs to be dim and dark, obviously for horror reasons. So how do you guys, what kind of tip can you give to the creators in terms of, that type of thing that you need to set up in your room, like lighting? Let's go with John.
So I have found out that lighting can be manipulated. Like you can have automations or remotes that can turn off and on the lights. And generally speaking, I try to give the players exactly as much light as they need in order to be able to read the clues and solve the puzzles, but also keep a certain mood going around in the room. But I also have options for extra lighting. Like for instance, if older players come to play the room where they can't read, as well as they used to, or if someone is really afraid of the dark and maybe needs something to calm them down every now and then. So if I could give one advice, that would be able to give options to your players.
Yeah, I mean, I like how you said that you can actually control it too. Like if you have things that you're able to control in the control room, that's very helpful because sometimes, then you can just maneuver it as the game goes. I just didn't know how much control you have over it. It's like, could you actually, every single section of the room is controlled separately by the controls?
Pretty much, yes. But if something is not so fully sorry for that. If something cannot be directly controlled, I also add extra options like maybe a flashlight that I can remotely deactivate later, or it all depends on the situation, really.
Got it. Bill?
Yeah, I'm struggling a bit with my connection. I hope you can hear me. So I think that darkness is a very useful tool that you can use for various reasons. But it is also very important to provide a light source to the players. Ideally for me, the best thing is for each player to has his own light source. A flashlight or a candle that you can, if you need to, as John said, that you can remotely turn on and off.
Yeah.
I think I only experienced this once or twice where you're actually able to control and turn off the light source in our hands during the time that he needs to, like go all dark. That is cool. I think that's
it was programmed based on the room.
Yeah.
So it only activates in certain rooms in certain areas.
Yeah, because I guess it only makes sense if that light source is immersed into your storyline. Because if you are in a situation like a flashlight doesn't really make sense,
right,
then you wouldn't provide that light source. But how do you incorporate another light source into that is very interesting in terms of creativity.
Yeah, marks. For example, in a dungeon or on a pirate ship, something like a torch or something, as opposed to, a modern day flashlight, or if you're in a cave,
or like a lamp or something that makes makes more sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and John, you said right, Tim.
Yeah, like the others have said, I think lighting plays a very key role in horror escape rooms. Most people will try to go on the dark side, but it's a very tricky balance. Obviously you still need to solve puzzles. So with ours, we tend to stay away from like RGB lighting because while it can be great to add a little bit of illumination to an object or something like that, it's not great for room lighting. Or to be able to see something. So anytime you have a puzzle where you actually need to solve something, we have a custom fabricated some very we use like warm white, like almost like a yellowish spotlight, and that goes directly on the puzzle you're trying to solve, or in the general area of the puzzle that you're trying to solve.
Right.
And then our lighting is also all controlled by a PLC, so we're able to use the lighting to kind of direct players, like this is the area you should be focusing on. And then, obviously the areas you're not focusing on, that creates a lot of shadows, a lot of dark areas, which, kind of creeps people out. And then, just like John said, we do offer options for people that either don't like horror and they just kind of got drug in here by their friends, or if they are, they have a hard time seeing things. We actually have orange glowing light switches, like a normal wall switch. So we tell players about that, and if you have the option at any point in time at various places throughout the rooms, you can flip on that light switch and it's going to turn on the overhead fluorescent lighting, which obviously kills the mood. But some players prefer to play that way, so we like to give players the option that you can play the game however you want to play it. So.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's great that you're able to like control lights the way that you can, like from the back end. Okay, I mean, like due to your Mad Lib story, we did have to cut one question, but would you like to read your Mad Lib story now?
I would very much like to read my Mad Lib story right now. Let me silence the music so that we can all hear our little Halloween story.
Okay, go for it.
Halloween is my favorite holiday because we get to dress up in ghosts and visit chainsaws in our coffee, saying cabin or chair. In exchange for a bag of my smelly fishes, it's so bloody. This year I'm going to dress up.
Wait, hold on. Now it's become UK. It's still bloody.
Bloody hell, I haven't finished. Oh, no. This year I'm going to dress up as a glittery fairy. My costume is going to be so proud. It will be made with dilapidated disco parties and smelly feet. So it's sure to win the Rotten Feet contest.
Oh, that makes sense.
That was pretty good. Yeah, okay. I also love to break dance candles for Halloween. I use special carving lightsabers to wrongly chew a face into my perfume. Then we put a heart inside and light it so that the sofa vomits.
Wow.
And scene. That's
After the bloody, you should have totally did it in the UK.
I can't.
English accent.
I have to call in some help for that.
Where's Mark when we need him?
That was poetry.
Lovely. All right, so continue on with almost end to our questions. We do want to know, since you guys have seen so many people play your, in your games, what is one memorable story that you can share with us? I really just want to hear like the pee in the pants ones, but yeah, go for it. Whichever you feel is memorable. Should we start with Bill, just in case we lose him?
Yeah, let's see if his sound is coming through.
I think now, I don't know, it must be a better connection.
You're good. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Actually, one has peed himself from what he told us. He had to get out during the game. But funny, that's not the best memory I have. One of the best memories is on the side of the actors. When they had to improvise on various things during an event. We had 7 actors that had to improvise depending on, it was an event. Connected again to the story of all the rooms. So the funny thing is that because you never truly know when you are when you are role playing what the players will do or say, it's very important to be able to improvise. And that led to very funny situations where the actors had to improvise, and they even scared one another because they didn't know where the actors were. So one actor would scare the other without wanting to, but it would happen, and that was very funny. And then we had, of course, to cover it up so that the players wouldn't know, which made it even funnier.
Wow. It's like double acting.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess like you can actually scare the NPGs as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it
Well,
happens
especially-
very, very often. And usually they try to hide it somehow.
that's
Not always successful, but
Yeah.
you can pretend that it was part of the game, you know.
wow. That's I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, maybe I should just scare them next time so they don't scare
Yeah.
me.
Good luck with that. We'll see what happens. Tim, do you have a horror story from the player's side or something that happened, something funny?
So yeah, I mean, I mentioned this to you and while you were here, but so we had a couple go into the room together, and it looked like they were on a date, and they were both kind of freaked out, the girl more than the guy, and they got about halfway through the room, and the girl just said, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. She was having an anxiety attack, and just basically wanted to bow out of the game. And so she actually just decided to leave the lobby. She was telling her boyfriend that she was leaving. And he was just so immersed in solving the puzzles and wanted to continue going that he really wasn't paying attention that she left. He didn't listen to her. And then he realized that, hey, I'm by myself here solving puzzles still. And I could just see, it going through his mind, should I continue playing? Should I go out to the lobby where she is? And eventually he came to his senses and said, hey, I probably should quit because I'm in here doing this by myself. So yeah, he eventually came out to the lobby with her. So
You could have totally made it more about she's been taken. The hotel has her now.
Yeah. Don't worry, you can finish, and we'll hold her hostage until then.
Right.
Nice.
John, do you have one? It better not be about us when we were there.
No, definitely not. Actually, I'm kind of torn between two. Would you like to hear a wholesome one or a funny one?
I want the
Sure, why not?
funny one.
Sure.
Both. Yeah, both.
Yeah, both.
Okay, so I'll try to be brief. The funny one was that at some point in one room, no spoilers here, I entered the room in order to do a jump scare to the players, and I'm kind of, a bit sneaky about it and building up tension, and it's very dark in the room and everything. So they kind of try to grab one another by the arm and be protected and everything. And one of them, accidentally, instead of grabbing their mate, they grabbed me. And there I am in pitch black darkness, hugging a player which I'm supposed to scare.
Get off
This
it.
work.
Actually,
Yes.
no, it's right in front of him. You could have.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
boo.
That's pretty much what I did. And,
I want to bet that when the player grabs you, you also got scared.
just a tiny bit.
So it does
That's
work. Cece was just saying, next time I'm going to scare the game master.
And the wholesome one was a guy that came with his friends, and they played necromancy and had a blast. So he returned next day to play the room with his mother. And he was super excited, hey mom, look at this, something cool is going to happen here and everything. And you know what, at the end of the day, being an escape room owner is really hard work. But for me, and I'm sure that Bill and Tim will agree, this makes a difference. When your work makes a positive impact to someone's life and it becomes a fond memory with someone they love, that's really touching, I think.
Yeah.
I've got another one that I just thought of as John mentioned that we make a difference. I don't know about that, but I had two Greek guys that met. They were out walking, I don't know, and they met two girls from UK, I think, and they said, well, "Let's do something. Let's go to an escape room," because my one of my venues is in a very central place. And when they rang the bell, because the lobby is also thematic, it's a dark village, stormy dark village with loud thunders and very dark and mist coming off the door when I open it. They just stayed on the door. They never crossed the threshold. And they thought that these two new guys that they just met probably wanted to harvest their organs or something.
Wow.
And they just left without saying anything. The guys came in, they played the game, but the two girls just left.
They just left.
Yeah, I would leave too. I mean, you know, like.
Yeah, I mean, Bill can be really scary. Like if you think about him in like some, foggy night or something.
It might not. Wait,
Yeah.
might not even been.
I also wear. I have a vintage clothes that I'm wearing. So even when they saw me, it was a bit.
Yeah.
I guess odd.
Yeah, that's definitely.
I do want to know though, like, did anyone propose in your rooms before? This is so weird.
In your themed rooms.
Yes,
Really?
in the horror.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually,
yes,
it's not that rare to have like even wedding photographies in Jack the Ripper.
Oh.
Okay.
I had a couple that did propose there, and I had a photo shoot in the room just like a month ago.
I mean, photo shoots is different because it is very like it reminds you of like London at night, with the smoke and the fog and the phone booth and
okay, yeah.
But no proposals, right? No like, will you marry me inside the game?
We did have a couple of these as well, both in Jack the Ripper and Necromancy. They will just, kind of call ahead and try to incorporate the proposal to the flow of the game.
You know what though? I do know why. It's because like if the girl doesn't say yes, then it's gonna be like, you're gonna be locked in here forever.
Yeah. Like, marry me or stay in here forever.
There's no choice. So that's what it
That will be a happy wedding.
in the horror escape room.
Yeah.
The wedding is going to happen in there as well.
Exactly.
All right. So final question for all of you. Anything new that's coming up that we can know firsthand here that you can tell us?
Well, let's start with Tim because I did mention there's a chapter 3 coming, right? When is that coming?
Anticipated date.
We don't have a date at this point in time. It's still in the early stages, but yeah, basically chapter 3 will be taking place in the hotel's basement, and it will be much more bloody, gory than everything. It's kind of bringing everything. And I actually am kind of contemplating doing an actor, even though I haven't to this point, but I think that would take it up a notch. So yeah, that's what we're working on.
All right, but not this year, next year.
We'll see.
We'll
see.
We'll
Okay.
see.
All right. I'm trying to get information.
Yeah.
Bill?
Well, the next room that I'm preparing is House on the Hill, which will be open by the end of the year or perhaps the beginning of the new year.
Okay.
And it's connected to the rest of the story as well.
Okay.
Right around the corner.
Yeah.
You gotta wait for it.
Yeah. My gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. And
John, you have something coming up soon?
So we're mainly working on expanding our presence in the US market. So like we have venue at Tampa, Brandon, at Plant City. We're opening really soon at Clearwater, Florida that is.
Oh.
An upcoming venue in Orlando, I think. And there will be more in 2023, but that's all I can say for now.
It's going to become the game over state. Florida is going to become the game over state.
Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah. So I know you design games for Game Over too. Do you have any new games coming out?
For my own venue, you mean? No, not in the foreseeable future.
Oh, okay. So that's because of space, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be hard. All right. Well, thank you guys. This is like amazing information, and we can't wait to play all of your games, like all the new ones, the ones even before. I feel like people have repeated and visited again to play the games.
To be re-scared.
You have to be honest. Yeah. And also, it's time for our raffle.
We're giving raffles away?
Yeah, always.
Wow.
We are.
Okay.
Who missed it again? This
Let's
always
do it.
happens.
Yeah.
You know, like you need to go to our Instagram page and find out what we're giving away because these prices are just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one are we giving away first?
So first up, we're giving away 303 Escape.
All right, and then
Free
player's
Escape
choice, right?
Game of your choice, yeah, and it's up to 4 players, valued $140. Let's see who wins.
Bring
this
your
one.
friend. And chapter 1 or chapter 2. I mean, honestly, you don't have to play them in order. We would recommend it if you want the full experience.
Yeah, no, definitely play one, and then you can play the next one right away.
Right.
So like it's gonna be like a continuous thing. So.
Well, let's see who's the lucky winner. Drum
right.
roll, please!
This one is hashtag Jump Paul.
Hey, hashtag John Paul, congratulations.
Reach out to us within 48 hours, though, or else we have to draw a new winner.
And make that trip over to Colorado.
Yes. All right. Our next 2 is going to be from Game Over.
Okay.
The first one is going to be the Greece location, Necromancy, and it's...
Right. It is...
Who is it? Mark.
Hey, Mark! Oh, congratulations, Mark. You asked for it. You're going to get it now.
I know. Please scream for us.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, he's not going to have a problem with that one.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, and our next one is for the Florida location.
Brandon, Florida, the new location.
And it's for the Horror Circus.
Here we go. Who is it?
The winner is Nick Evers.
Nick Evers, congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah. That's a cool one, too. We got to go down there.
I know. Well, it's going to become the Game Over states, and we got to get down there now.
All right, and lastly, Lockhill is giving away a Steam key for one of our favorite app games, Room 4.
Room 4.
Yes.
Yes.
And who's the winner? And it's Demetrius. It keeps going.
Demetrius Roussis. Congratulations, Demetrius.
Awesome. And obviously, this episode is brought to you by our episode sponsor, clueQuest in the UK. Get ready for their Halloween with survival training print and play game from the UK's top-rated escape room. clueQuest's print and cut game combines with printed physical puzzles with their immersive online platform where you can catch videos, input answers, and get help if you get stuck. Visit their website, cluequest.co.uk for more information.
Yep.
And if you're interested in becoming BTM episode sponsor, please email us at info@escapetheroomers.com. And on our next episode of Behind the Masterminds, we'll be welcoming tabletop creators and escape room owners to discuss the topic of how to create immersion in a game, which is a big topic.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
And I wonder if there's any difference, though, in their thought process, because tabletop games and escape rooms are so different.
Yeah.
So, in terms of definition. So if you want to find out, then you have to tune in at the same time, 4 p.m., but on November 11th.
Yeah.
So we'll see you then. Thanks, guys, and have a great and happy Halloween.
Boom.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.